Fed up locals are setting electric scooters on fire and burying them at sea. Well, I don't know if your community has these electric scooters that I think they're talking about, but we got these things in LA called Birds. They're little electric scooters. They were very cheap to ride around, and they're everywhere, and everyone's riding them around. There's another company that offers them too. I can't remember the name, but they're really blowing up out here in LA. I don't know if it's happening in your community, but these little electric scooters, and I gotta say, the other night I really thought they go too fast. I really did. Not because I was on one, but I was on the sidewalk, just chilling, sitting there, and this guy rode by in one of these scooters so fast on the sidewalk. I thought to myself, if he hits somebody, they're dead. They're friggin' dead. Another friend of mine broke his hand on one of these things because he was drunk, and he flipped over, put his hands out on the concrete, and just broke his. These things are dangerous, is my point. And no one's wearing helmets, by the way. You just jump on and go. Nobody's wearing a helmet. And I'd imagine, as this article says, locals are sick of it. They're sick of these scooters everywhere. Not only do they just fly way too fast down the sidewalk, which is dangerous, and could hit your dog or you as a pedestrian, but they also leave these scooters. They're everywhere. You walk outside, especially on the west side of LA, like out near Venice and Santa Monica. There's just scooters just sitting everywhere. You just drop them off wherever you're done. You just leave them on the sidewalk, leave them on the grass. You just leave them where there's no stand to put them in. There's no like headquarters where you bring the scooter when you're done. No, you just leave it there wherever it is. It could be at a park. You could leave it in a parking lot. You could leave it next to a 7-Eleven. You could leave it on the sidewalk, on somebody's lawn, on the grass. I mean, they're everywhere out here. And the locals are fed up. I would imagine, yeah, I own a home out there in Venice, and then I wake up in the morning and there's 6 of these scooters just sitting on my lawn. I'd be pissed off too. So the fed up locals are setting electric scooters on fire, chucking them into the sea. I think that's funny. They've been crammed into toilets, tossed off balconies, set on fire. They've been adorned with dangling bags of dog shit. As cities like Santa Monica and Beverly Hills struggle to control a rapid proliferation, how do you like that one? Proliferation, got it, nailed it, Jonesy, of electric pay per minute scooters, some residents are taking matters into their own hands and waging a guerrilla war against these devices. These vandals are destroying and desecrating the vehicles in disturbingly imaginative ways and celebrating their illegal deeds on social media in full view of authorities and the public. Yeah, someone in fact was telling me about an Instagram's account that someone just destroys these scooters, and I need to research that and follow that account because I think this is hilarious. They throw them everywhere, in the ocean, in the sand, in the trash cans, says a Venice Beach maintenance worker who regularly comes across scooter parts on the Venice Beach boardwalk. Sunday I was finding kickstands everywhere. Looked like they had been snapped off. The vandalism echoes a rash of pellet gun attacks on so-called Google buses in the Bay Area and appears to be motivated in part by resentment over the increasing presence of tech corporations along the Southern California coast. What's this all about? Oh, this is a totally separate story that they weaved into this one about Google buses. That's not what I want here. Unbelievable. Let's get back into the scooters. Hailed as a cheap, clean energy solution to urban gridlock when they first arrived in Los Angeles a year ago, Bird scooters and the other companies called Lime scooters, they now find themselves on the receiving end of a public and bureaucratic backlash, especially on the west side of Los Angeles, where they've established a buzzing omnipresence. Yeah, as I said, they're everywhere over there in Venice and Santa Monica. Ma Vista, Culver City, kid. Yep, the number of scooters on city streets are out of control. They're trying to get some regulations. Beverly Hills officials ordered them banned for 6 months. Los Angeles City Councilman asked officials last week to take all available measures to outlaw the scooters within the city. Wow, that's crazy. I don't think they're going to be outlawed, but perhaps a limitation on the number of scooters. I don't know what you do about that. I mean, you can't ban them. I don't think it's a good idea to ban them completely. I think it's kind of a good idea to have these things. I kind of dig them. I just think there's got to be a way to corral them and get it under control a little bit. Whether that can happen through bureaucracy, I don't know. I never really have faith in bureaucracy. What is that quote that I love? There are no political solutions, only technological solutions. The rest is propaganda. That's what they say. Dockless scooters is the order of the day on Instagram's. Here's the account name in case you guys want to follow it. Bird Graveyard is the name of the Instagram account, whose contributors relish publishing photos and videos of scooters that have been set on fire, tossed into canals, smeared with dog shit, and broken into pieces. The account has more than 25,000 followers. More than 100 videos of scooters being defaced are submitted to the account each day. Bird representatives were reluctant to discuss the phenomenon, but urged people to report incidents of birds being defaced. I love how they use the word defaced. We do not support the vandalism or the destruction of any property, and we're disappointed that it takes place, in fact, said Bird spokesman. Nor do we support the encouragement, celebration, or normalization of this behavior. It's unclear exactly how many scooters are being sabotaged on local streets. Bird declined to say how many of its scooters have been maimed. Wow. A representative from Lime said less than 1% of its scooters have been vandalized nationwide. A mechanic who does repairs for Bird in Venice said he sees a lot of scooters with cut power cables and smashed brakes. He only fixes a few each week, but said his friends who also are Bird mechanics, all independent contractors making around $15 per repair, fix dozens of scooters each day. Oh man, maybe I need to go into the scooter repair business. Maybe that's how I'll pay my bills. Because nothing else seems to be working. This comedy game isn't working. Other people in the community just flat out hate birds. They're like, I hate birds more than anyone, this guy says. More than anyone? They suck. People who ride them suck. What did they interview, a 14-year-old? I hate birds more than anyone. They suck. People that ride them suck. He loathes the scooters so much that he waged what he calls an insurgency against them. He throws them into trash cans on Abbot Kinney Boulevard and down Culver City stairs. He even designed a t-shirt of a chick perched on a scooter being shot in the head. Many of his anti-scooter antics have been featured on the Bird Graveyard account. Where does all of this scooter scorn come from? Well, you know, you can imagine. You can imagine. It's an urban environment. Everybody's living close together. This would never fly in New York City, I'll tell you right now. These things would be blown up all over the place. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think of these electric scooters in the community all over the place? I'm as I said, I'm pro-scooter. I just think we need to get it under control a little bit. But what do you guys think? Hey, by the way, call into Weird AF News. You know the number, 646-450-2012. Love to hear from you. Jonesy out.